This region around the Great Lakes has been called the heartland. When it comes to agriculture, there's hardly an area in the world that compares.
Everybody, just hold on. I don't know what we're going to have here.
There's a lot of self-proclaimed geniuses out there that know the national yield, but they're all wrong.
Manage money, piling in.
Double digits higher.
So at this point, we're in kind of uncharted territory.
There's a lot of money on the sidelines.
So that was a crazy one.
That's what brings the viewers back. That a boy.
Hello, everybody. It's 11:15. This is the AgYield War Room. I'm Dan Dempsey, and I'll be moderating this session. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to drop us a line in the chat area, and we'll be sure to get to them during the show. Let's get a quick readout of the markets here. We got December corn down 5 right now at 416.5. November soybeans are down 6 1/4 at 10.04, and December Chicago wheat is down 9 now at 510.5. We just got quarterly stocks report. For corn, 1.532. That's a couple $100 million above the average trade estimate there. They were looking for a number closer to 1.337. On the soybean side, 316. That's about $7 million less than they were looking for. The bottom end of the range was 295 there. On the wheat side, 2.120. That's also about 80 million higher than the average guess there. And then for all wheat, they were at 1.985, which was about 60 million higher than the average trade estimate there. So with that, Dustin, maybe share a few thoughts just as you glance at the report here, and then we'll throw it around the room.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Well, you know, it's a pretty bearish report. Like the last two WASDE reports, we have like a very concrete number staring at us in the face. That's more stocks, 200 million bushels more than the average guess, above the highest estimate. So these are generally concrete numbers. Like we said in the morning war room, like the market highly suggested that this was possible. And maybe the market's already priced that in because it's already figured that out. But 6 over is what July SEP went off, versus $1.30 over the last time we were at that type of number. So we clearly had more stocks than we were anticipating. And, you look at, the on-farm versus off-farm, we actually have 888 million bushels off-farm in 2025 versus 983 million in 2024. So like a bigger portion of the losses actually came from off-farm still. From on-farm. So I think that there's reason to believe that this is a pretty bearish number still. Market's not taking it that way yet. Like I said, maybe they've already priced that in, but it's odd that they would have if it's above the average guess.
Justin, I thought it was pretty interesting when you backed into it in terms of the, how much production we picked up relative to what that acreage would look like. It's kind of eye-opening there.
Yeah, I mean, like Dustin said, we've talked about it already. So, I mean, I'm not really that shocked. I mean, I think the market acted like that. We did break down to, December corn 414 and half's the kind of the last moving average that I think the market really has to hold or stay above to not be turning back down. We failed at the 100-day. We're back below the shorter term moving averages, and this is kind of the last one that we've been able to kind of hold. So curious to see where we close. Now at 414, you're, kind of 16 cents off the recent highs. So you're kind of getting back into where it's got to kind of make a stand a little bit if you want that uptrend. Interesting, just kind of reading through some minutia here, but they did revise last year's planted area up 315,000 acres. And we look at just the verbiage that they're talking about. And then they revised harvested up 100,000. And then usage or disappearance during that last quarter was 3.11 billion bushels compared with 3.23. So I think that's, kind of one of the things that I look at when we talk about the, lofty demand numbers for this current crop year that we're harvesting is when you look at the feed and residual. Now, residual is just a good number they can throw in there to, make things fit. But it's still a really massive number. So obviously exports have been really good. I think questions on if we can continue that all the way through the safrinha crop coming to market. And then feed and residual is just a massive number. So with, the pig report that we've seen, we know how low animal numbers are in this country, with really good hay conditions, grazing conditions out west, and big crops out west. And now you have low wheat prices as well. I think those numbers are just really hard to see. So I think when we talk about, yes, it looks likely that you can cut, the national yield down. I think the first decent amount of bushels that you cut off of production need to come off of demand as well. I think that's just kind of one of the hard things for me, is unless you're going to be meaningfully below like a 182 yield, I think it's just hard to make a really bullish case today with these numbers. So it's Dustin's point. It's the third one in a row that, if you want to put it into acreage terms, like we've gained 4.5 million acres since the June 30th report. So it's just a lot. Oh.
Ben, what's on your mind?
Yeah, you have a miss on carryout by 15% on the SEP report. Just another string of not great news for the corn market. Positive is we are at a price where we're doing business. I think Justin hit the key point is, can we continue to do that business? Last year, I think the feeling was that there was a lot of front-loaded demand because of the potential for a trade war and a Trump presidency. And then to continue that on after he was elected. And, until we see otherwise, I think we'll continue to probe and make sure that we're hitting that demand, right? That's what oversupplied markets have to do, and look for any problems in South America. So pretty telling how hard we tried to fill in that gap up there, and we could never get it. So I still think it's kind of a range bound. I don't think corn's going to get away from you below $3.95, $4, and I don't think it's going to get away from you above $4.30 for a while. So
very good. Any parting shots here, guys, before we wrap? I think we've kind of hit it all. Dustin, anything to wrap here?
Just the disappearance, because they did not reduce the June stocks carry in. So a lot of times when you see a couple 100 million bushel miss, like you do on reports like today, they'll go back and they'll revise the June and the March quarters sometimes. And they did not do that this time around. So it just suggests the USDA thinks usage was down to 3.11 million despite all the excess export demand. Just kind of a weird thing to see. Is much less fourth quarter usage than we had last year. So something to kind of keep in mind too. Just a little weird to see. It's about 120 million bushels less usage than this time last year. So
very good.
But that's it.
All right, we'll certainly have a write-up here in our evening commentaries as well. So keep an eye out there. As we mentioned again this morning, wanted to give everybody one last chance. We're visiting about the MP and MCO elections that need to be decided here today. So you still got some time. Give us a call. We can run through that with you. We'll get one more readout on the markets. December corn now is down 6 1/4 at 4.15 1/4. November soybeans are down 8 1/4 now at 10.02 1/4. And December Chicago wheat's down 10 1/2 at 5.09. We appreciate everybody that tunes in on a daily basis, supports the show. If you wouldn't mind, throw us a like and certainly subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to do so, and it'll keep you up to speed on everything that's going on with AgYield. So again, thanks to everybody that supports the show. We're doing this live every day that the markets are open on X, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live, 8:15 Central Time. Appreciate the thoughts and comments here this morning, guys. It was a good show. We look forward to talking to everybody tomorrow. Have a great day.
The War Room is proudly presented by AgYield. For over 50 years, the AgYield team has provided grain marketing and risk management solutions for growers across the country. Our veteran consultants harness cutting-edge technologies to pinpoint risk, optimize market performance, and protect your farm's profitability. Discover a new approach to farm revenue management at agyield.com.
Hey guys, Jack here. Be sure to support the show by hitting the like button, leaving us a comment, and subscribing to the channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.